What's up, everyone? I'm the Classic Rocker, and tonight we are back with some more Fortnite Super. And we're going to be trying to work through TZD CAF's settings. So there's so much to try and get through tonight. And we're just going to start off by going on a variation of what his settings are, and then I'm going to try to hop into creative and see if we can try and recreate the correct movement. But I had a little theory I wanted to test real quick before we hopped into everything. Hope everyone had a good day. Let's get this party started. Got a bunch of shotguns here. Okay, that worked out pretty good. Okay, that's money. I'll take it. See you later. Oh, you gotta be kidding me, man. I walked straight into that. What? I was trying to jump into the airstream. Oh, I left too many edits open. Come on. If I would have built something right there, it would have been different. Alright, I'm onto something with this right here. I'm going to try again. So basically, what I've done is I've taken TZD CAF settings and just made a slight variation on them to adapt it to my playstyle. And I'm trying to figure out why it works better this way versus other ways, or if it even does work better this way for me. So I'm just going to work through this one more time, and then we're going to try to break down his footage and really try and understand and absorb what it is that he's doing. Oh, come on, I stood there too long. Oh, almost did that. Okay. I think the reason why this works better is because it feels like it's hard stopping, which is what we were trying to work on the other night. That was pretty good. Okay. That was actually really good. Oh, okay. I see. All right. So let's go into creative. That was a little test, which seemed to be pretty good on... Oops. Let's go into creative. On some ideas that I've had for trying to get TZD calf's movement figured out. All right, so let's... Hey, what's up, Bassmaster Burton Fishing? Good to see you, homie. What's up, Silky? Yo, how y'all doing? Hope y'all had an excellent day. I just ran through a couple matches real quick to kind of get warmed up and then see if I can tell what could be different or could be usable from TZD calf settings. And now I'm going to hop in and actually go back to his original settings and see if we can work through this. Hey, what's up, Kobe? Is me. Good to see you, man. So I played the first two matches with a variation of TZD calf's stuff that was mixed with my playstyle, with how I've always played with stick and gyro together, but it was just using his base settings and then I modified it to make it work for myself. So yeah, it's a tough thing to do, but once somebody finds the magic gold standard of like what works well for most people and how to make it make sense for most people, then, you know, that's when this is really going to take off. Because right now there's no gold standard. It's just free for all. Let's guess and see what works for this week. And maybe next week is different, you know. But his settings are 0.54, 1-to-1 ratio. Let me turn this back to, oops. Got to turn this back to 5 on the steadying. Where's the advanced gyro options at? Oh, there it is. I was looking for that. Okay. So we're going to 5 here. And according to JibSmart, this does nothing, but it actually does. The steadying plays a factor in whether or not the gyro moves one way or the other in terms of how it feels. So I'm just copying his stuff exactly. Hey, what's up, Voodoo? Good to see you, man. Of course. So I ran through a couple matches with the variation of TZD calf settings, and now I'm just putting it back because now that I'm warmed up, I'm going to go try and look at his footage and then just copy it move for move like I would copy a song on the guitar. So he has a multiplier of 2.3, 0 minimum threshold, 0 maximum threshold, or 50 for maximum threshold. His scoped sense is 0.86, 1.2 the rest of the way down for everything else. Yes, these are the settings pre-update. I don't know what his settings are currently at the moment, but you know, these are the settings that got him to where he's at now in terms of being able to play FNCS, right? So I'm just going to copy everything exactly and see if I can understand what it is that he's doing. So he's 1.2 all the way down. Player, gyro space, standard, standard, standard. 5 smoothing, 1.125 smoothing window. 5 tightening threshold. 0 dead zone. He has his gyro modifier set to disable gyro. Yeah, I'm just going to break it down and see if I can understand exactly how he is doing it for himself and then adjust it. So then on his look sensitivity, okay, I normally have these set to 10 and 10, right? And this is another thing that, you know, it's debated that this is not a thing, but there's a reason why he has his set at 6 and then his aim set at 5, okay? And it's because it feels different on the stick that way. 1.8 build, 1.8 edit, 36, no boost, no ramp time, 12 and 11, no boost, no ramp time, 1 on the scoped multiplier. So the legacy has to do with before gyro came out for PC, if I'm not mistaken. I think legacy controls have to do with the original Nintendo Switch gyro controls before they were available on PC, if I'm not mistaken. He's on linear, 0 dampening, and then he has his at 100%. So I'm going to put mine at 100%, okay? So I'm just going to copy it exactly like he's got it, and then from there, I'm going to work backwards, okay? So 10 on the left stick dead zone, 15 on the right stick dead zone, and then everything else is irrelevant. So these are exactly his settings as of 3 months ago, okay? So he uses very little stick, and a lot of his movement is like this, okay? So it's like he's moving around like this, and then he might make an adjustment with the stick every once in a while, but it's stuff like this is how he's doing it, okay? So I have to kind of go through here, and this is just without building right now, okay? Because the building part is going to be the part that's going to be the trickiest for me because I'm not used to not using any stick. The classic bot. Hey, what's up, man? First time having you here in chat. We can definitely rock tonight, homie. If you haven't done so already, please like and subscribe. That would mean a lot. Okay, so even if I just take his basic settings and use stick like I normally do, it feels pretty good, you know? And I think part of the reason for that is because everything hard stops because his sensitivity on the base level is so low. So remember we were talking about hard stopping the other night, right? I feel like that hard stopping is probably the most critical thing to be able to do as a technique in this game. I don't know about other games, but in this game, I think that hard stopping is probably one of the most important things you can do, because it just seems to give you a really good level of control. Because see, when I kick it this way or kick it this way, it just hard stops because the base sensitivity is so low, okay? Because I can flip it like this and it might wiggle just a little bit, but it doesn't do it as much as it was the other night, the way I had things set up. So one thing I notice about his stuff is that whether I just use gyro by itself, it hard stops. You see how I just made that flick? It's because I can hard stop it. See, I can just do it willy-nilly and not even think about it because it's hard stopping. So and this is just from what I see initially as I'm working through his stuff, because I'm trying to understand what he's doing compared to what I was doing. And this is the biggest this is the biggest thing I notice, is the ability to hard stop. I can just stop it right on their face and it just goes, which is what we want, right? No, I used to drink energy drinks a long time ago, but if I do it now, it'll just mess me up, homie. Nothing against energy drinks now, but for me, I can't do it because it'll just make me like stay up and not go to sleep. Because as a matter of fact, the other night, I drank green tea and coffee, and that was a mistake. Because I literally did not go to sleep that night, and I haven't done that in a long time, so I was like jacked for the rest of the day the next day. So I see. Well, if it works for you, homie, that's a good thing. All right, so in terms of aim and hard stopping, it feels good. So now's the real trick. Okay, so let's go see if we can watch his footage and see if I can copy what he's doing here for the building. Okay, because I can do pretty well on the sticks and use gyro, but to use zero stick, that's like a completely different concept. For me, it just, because I'm older now, I'm 46. Just energy drinks and things like that don't work like they used to. They just kind of do undesirable things to me. Let's see. Let's go to YouTube. Okay, let's see. Let's turn display capture on. And let's go to history. Here we go. Was it this one? Yes, here it is. All right, so we're going to watch this footage. Why isn't it letting me skip this? There we go. That's weird. Okay, so we're going to start with his free builds. And let's change the speed. Let's go playback speed. 25%. Okay, I want to see what he's starting off with, though. So let's go And this might get boring, but just hang in there with me because I'm trying to really understand it. Okay, I just missed it again. So that's 128. Let's go 125. Okay, I'm going to start with exactly what he's starting with. Stair, floor, cone. Then he's starting the double edit or triple edit process. Okay, so he goes stair, floor, cone, double edit into a triple edit. Okay, so let's just start with that. Gyrozy Osborne. Or Gyrozy Osborne. Yeah. Shout out to Ozzy Osbourne, man. He was one of the greats. Can't believe that he's not here. Hulk Hogan's gone too. It's just weird to see people that I grew up watching gone now. Okay, so no stick. Stair, floor, cone, and then he goes into a triple edit. Okay, so let's try that again. Stair, floor, cone, triple edit. Okay, so that part right there is the part that's going to screw me up, and I got to see if I can figure out how he's doing that. Because without using the stick, it just feels foreign. So I don't know if he's walking. Let's just see if he's walking or what he's doing with that. I got to watch that again. Okay, so let's go back to 125. So if he's not walking, then it means he's using the gyro to finish the edit. Okay, so let me watch the gyro and see what he's doing with that at the same time. Okay, so he flips it up, then he... Okay, I see. So he's doing something like this, where he flips his controller up, and then when he hits the wall, he's going like this. Okay. All right, so it's that kind of motion. Let's see if we can figure this out. So he's going stair, floor, cone. Okay. So let's see if we can at least just get that pattern down. For sure. Yeah, anything that's going to break down level movement to this level is going to be a big improvement in terms of how I understand it. Because the more I understand what's happening, the more I can use in my tool belt for different tricks to make the moves that I need to make. So whether I use stick or gyro, I've got more tools in my arsenal. Okay, so it's not a walking motion, it's a this motion. See, my natural tendency is to want to walk into it, right? But when I get to the wall, I need to make... I don't know if you can see my gyro overlay, but I'm making a swiping motion with it. Like that. Okay? So if you want to make a bottom corner edit, you just swipe it like this. You know, maybe a good exercise I can do is something where... And I gotta not grab the stick there. See, I gotta get that motion down. Now what, here's what I can also do. Well, as you can see, I don't have any hair. I used to, and that's probably why I don't have hair anymore. It's because I used to put gel in my hair. I used to be real proud of my hair, but it's all gone now. It's been gone for years, homie. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to bump the acceleration multiplier so that that motion is not as hard for me. So the reason why I don't like this right here is because I have to move it this hard to get that motion, right? And I don't want to have to move the gyro that hard. First reason being is that I've had it happen where my cord, for some reason, craps out because of the way that I move the gyro, and then it cuts my movement off. So I don't want to put myself in a position to where I accidentally cut my power off with the cord, right? Plus, I just don't want to move it that hard, right? So in order to fix that, based on where I'm at here, I'm not going to bump my base sensitivity because my base is what's keeping it not wobbly, and my base is keeping it to where I can hard stop it. That's what's making it feel like that. But if I want to increase my speed from here, I can bump my multiplier. So I'm going to bump it to 3.3. Okay, so that feels much better to me. See, this is what, before stream, I was working on some things, and this is what felt better to me to make this motion. I don't have to move my hand as much to get there. Okay, so this part, in terms of how when I get to the wall, without using the stick, I have to figure out how to get my crosshair up to this spot. So let's try this again. Okay, so I just have to kind of go up with it a little bit, I see. All right, so it feels like it's going up too far, so I'm going to back this down one. Okay, that feels better. All right, so let's start with this. Okay, so that was pretty much all gyro. I didn't use my stick there at all, so let's try it again. Okay. Okay, so that part, to make that edit, I don't like that. It feels like it's too much movement still. So let's try to bump this up some more. Let's go. Okay. So I think part of the issue is the max threshold. So I'm going to go back to 3.3 and I'm going to bump this. I don't remember. I remember now you telling me about a cable, but if you want to send me the link again, that might be a good thing. Okay, so let me just show you what happens when you bump your max threshold, okay, if you're struggling with this kind of stuff, okay? So it was at 50. Nope, no popsicles here, homie. No popsicles here. All right, let's see. 2.3. So I'm going to go back to where it was at so I could show you what the difference is, right? So at his original settings, I have to move the gyro this much to get it to make that edit, to do this edit, to do this edit. Like I have to move it a lot in order to get the right edits. Okay? But it feels like for me that's just too much, okay? And I'm going to try what Voodoo was talking about. Like he says he's got a lot of arm movement. Let's just see if that... See, and for me to have to play like this, to be able to do all of this, it's not, it doesn't, like I would not have fun all night for me to do this, right? But so I'm going to try to adapt this to the way that I want to play. Because see, like I'm trying to move like as fast as I normally move. And it just, like, for me to have to play like this all night would literally be like so not fun for me. So like, but this must be how much he is moving it in order to get this kind of motion, because I can't figure out how else you can move it that fast. See, like I'm trying not to use any stick. Just very little to make like a minor adjustment. But this is a lot of gyro movement. Like this is Like I literally, this is exactly what I was telling you that I didn't want to do the other night, where I was like, this is a lot of motion to play for 3 hours in a tournament. You know, like I'd have to literally be like this. But I'm just doing this right now with his original settings just so I can understand what he's doing. Okay. Yeah, so now this is with stick. Okay, so here, so watch the difference, okay? So this is with his original settings, but now I'm using stick at the same time, and it feels like everything is snapping, which is, this is the feeling that I like right here, right? This motion, it feels like I'm able to just hard stop in every spot that I need to go, which gives me time to read the information I need from the screen so that I know what play to make. So it's like it's slower to go faster because I can hard stop it, but it's still a little off from where I'd like it to be. But this is with stick and gyro at the same time. Yeah, this is... See, if I have to play like this for 3 hours in a tournament, like I literally would need to come with a tracksuit on so that it can capture all the sweat and everything to move this way, okay? So that's what he is doing at this bare minimum setting, right? But I can adjust it for myself. So now I'm going to go back to 3.3, right? And I'm going to see if I do that same stuff, like how it feels here. Okay, so it's still a lot of movement, right? That more movement than I really want at 3.3. I'm going to try to crank this more and see what it gives me. So I'm going to go drastic. I'm going to go to 5.5. Okay, so that's too much. It felt like I was coming up too hard. So let's go 5. Okay, no, that's too much. Okay, let's go 4. Okay, that feels almost a little bit better. Let's back it down, 3.9. Okay, so I think what the problem is here is if your movement feels like it's too short, because see what's happening is like when I make this movement, it feels like it's just a little too short, right? Like it's, my movement from here to here feels too fast, okay? That's what I mean by too short. It's like it's not going as far as I want it to with the level of movement I want to make. So the way you can increase that is by bumping your max threshold, right? So watch what happens when I go to 90 right here. Yeah, well, I am probably going to be still using a lot of stick, but I'm going to incorporate more gyro into what I'm doing based on what this guy is doing. So it's like I'm putting another screwdriver with a special tip on it into my toolbox, right? This is going to give me another way to play so that I can hit certain moves at the right time. Okay, so watch what happens. So now, do you see how much further I'm able to move, but I don't have to move it as hard? Okay, so this is the difference between 50 and 90. Okay, so I'm going to go back to 50. It's like my movement is shorter, right? It's fast in this short little window, but now if I go to 90, it gives me more leash. See, now it's wider, right? but it's still too fast on the flip, which is the acceleration. So let's cut that. Okay, so that feels a little bit better. Okay. So it's still a little bit too much. Let's go 3.7. Nope. Let's go 3.6. Okay, so I think let's go 3.5. We're almost on something where when I go like this, it doesn't move too far. Okay, that feels much better. But I still have to move it that hard. You see, that's what I don't want. See, now this is with stick like I normally would do it. But again, I think the biggest thing or the biggest takeaway from all of this has to do with the concept of hard stopping, okay? So that may be like the 12th or whatever number of concepts I've come up with now of how to do this is the ability to hard stop, because that's what I'm seeing work the best here, is that when I flip it, it just doesn't go back. It doesn't kick back really. It just stops. Okay. So that's probably the biggest thing that is working for TZD Calf, is he can move it all like this and it just stops wherever he puts it. Okay. So let's see here. I feel like we might need to shorten this up. So let's go 89. Because see, if I can find something, and this is another theory that I have right now that I'll experiment with, is that if I can find something that lets me play with just the gyro and hit my spots, and I don't even have to use my stick at all. So like, if I can use my stick and it's money, and then I can use the gyro by itself and it's money, then both of it combined would be double the money. Okay. Yeah, man. Thanks for doing that. Okay, so let's try 88. You know, and another thing too that I think is working in his favor is the simplicity in the settings. It doesn't feel like it's too complicated. Like, as opposed to all the different things that I was trying to do before, right? Is that, can you get some really good results with the way I was doing it before? Yeah. But simplicity has its advantages too, you see? So if I can understand the simplicity of this and make it work for me. Okay, so that was actually pretty decent right there. Okay, I like this motion right here. Okay. Okay, so let's try to add stick to this. Okay, I see. Yeah, so money. money, money. All right. So let's go down some more. Okay. Okay. I see. All right. I think we need to go back, but let's just keep going down and see what happens. No, yeah, let's go back. So I think it was money at 86 was where I was at. No. Maybe it was 87. Okay. Yeah, right here. So now what it feels like is I probably need to bump this because it feels like I don't have enough. Yeah, there we go. I don't have enough gain. So the way I think of this is like if I'm on amp, this is my gain, like my base volume. Okay, yeah, let's go some more. Let's go 62. Okay, now we might be getting somewhere. Let's go 64. Okay, so it's still not enough. Let's go 66. Let's go 68. No. Let's go 70. Nope. All right, so I had more control at 54, but let's just keep bumping it. I'm going to go 80. Okay. So I think what I need to do, I need to go back to 54 here. Okay. So the reason why this works is because it's so slow that I only hit the spot with my edits to the very edge and I don't overshoot it. So maybe if I change the angle here, it'll give me more precision. Because I think part of it is that it's at the wrong angle. So if you change your vertical to horizontal ratio, it'll help you hit different angles to make your crosshair go where you want it to. Okay, there we go. That's a little bit better. Let's keep going down. Okay, I see. Let's see if I can go like this. I think I understand something here now. So the ability to get up to center like this is crucial to making this work. Like, if you over flick the center, then your ratio is too much. Okay. So let's keep working this thought here. See, I told you this is going to be boring. I had 11 viewers and now it's down to 3. Okay. All right, let's see. Let's go 3.4. Let's go 3.3. Okay, so 3.3 doesn't overshoot. Okay. So let's stay with this concept here at 3.3. But it feels like it undershoots. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Slower to go faster. Let's see. So let's keep going down. Let's see what happens. Okay. Maybe that's what I need is more of this. Okay, that felt pretty good. Let's try that again. Okay, so I think I might need more acceleration. Okay. All right, so I think part of it could be the edit speed itself, but let's just keep working this and see. No, let's go 3.6. Yeah, I knew this first night was going to be like, yeah, I'm interested for 5 minutes for most people. But I don't care. This is literally what I would do when nobody was watching me before, is I would sit here for hours and just try to figure this out, you know? Because I did stuff like this in the beginning, and I was like, I don't like this. And that's why I used more stick, because every time that I would do it, I was like, this just does not feel like I want to sit here and move this way the whole night, you know? Okay, let's go 3.6. You know, because I only honestly moved like this for like the first couple of days, and then I was like, no, let's just find a way to combine it. And that was 3 years ago, you know, so I hadn't actually done anything like this for 3 years. Okay, that felt really decent right there. Just to make that, okay, so we're on to something here with this. Okay, so if I can figure out how to... Okay, so maybe dead zone will help me to kind of control that a little bit, because it feels a little too wobbly. Yeah, no, I appreciate that, man. You've always been good conversation, bro. Good conversation. Okay. Okay, so back to stick. Is this playable? That was, see, that's a hard stop right there. When you can just go and then stop. That's the thing that I'm looking for. Hey, what's going on, sweetie? Good to see you. Hope you had an excellent day. We're working on some new techniques, trying to copy this Japanese gyro player that's playing at a pro level, and see if I can learn something from his stuff. Okay, so here's one thing that I'm going to show you that might fix this little problem here that I'm having with it stopping a little short. It makes a difference when you turn the steadying to 0. Okay, so I'm going to go steadying 0. And now it'll feel looser. But now it feels too loose. Yeah, it's too loose now. Because I was building everything off of 5 steadying. Okay, so let me put it back to 5 and just build off of that, because I don't want to get too far away from what he's doing so I can understand how to make this work right. But if you want it to feel looser, one thing you can do is drop your steadying to 0. Even though it's not supposed to do anything, it does. Okay, so it feels tighter here at 5. Okay. Yeah. Come on. Am I missing something here? 5. Everything's there. Advanced options on. Okay. Okay. I have to move my controller a certain way. Alright, so that has to do with my angle. Let's drop my angle some more. Okay, that might be something. No, still not the right angle. Let's go drastic and go 84. Okay, let's go 87. No, 88. No, let's keep going. Let's go 91. Okay, so I keep missing that when I'm coming out of it, so I'm not moving the gyro quite right. Okay, I think 94 was the best, so let's just stay there and see if we can figure out where it needs to go. Let's bump it to 56. Okay, so I gotta move it that far. No, it's not that. Let's go back to 54. Okay, I'm gonna try going 187. See if that gives me more motion. Okay, that feels much better. Okay, so it's actually it needs to be less than 187. So let's go 163. No. Let's go 155. Yeah, what you're seeing me do here can give yourself or anybody watching ideas on how to fix your own stuff, So that's why it's also good to kind of have this footage out there, because somebody that wants to figure this out, they can go, oh, that's how you do it, see? so that's... Because one thing when you bump your max threshold is it gives you longer motion. It's not necessarily slower, it's just slower in the right places, if that makes sense. So it's not as flicky the higher your number goes, is basically what ends up happening. All right, so let's go back to 87. I'm going to try minimum threshold bumps. Okay, maybe that's what we need. Let's do 2. No, let's go 4. Or 3, I mean. Okay, I'm going to go back to 1-to-1. Okay, let's go back to 2. Okay, that feels better. 1 and 87. Because basically, what I'm looking for it to do is I'm trying to make it like no matter what position I'm in, I can get to the spot just by moving it around. And the only thing that I have to figure out is when I get to these certain corners, it's like I have to find the right level of roundness to it because it feels too square. So I think I might need to bump this. Let's go 74. Okay. I think that was part of the problem, was it was just too square. So if your movement feels too square, you can fix that too by bumping your base sensitivity. I think I understand here what we need to do. Let's go 68. Okay, that's almost something. That's almost a good thing. Let's go back to 94. Okay, so but that's too low. Let's go 97. Yeah, the reason the higher thresholds work, in my opinion, is because it gives you more ramp. It's like you're on a runway. It gives you more runway is probably a good way to describe it. Okay. Let's go 99. Nope. 68. Okay, something about 68. Because it just feels like it's got the right amount of flippiness to it. But I got to figure out how to get the right angle. Because that's the part that's messing me up, is I don't have the right angle. Okay. So right now we'll just keep it at 1-to-1. Figure out how to get the right angle. Oh, maybe I should go the other way. Let's go 99 this way. Okay, let's go drastic. Let's go 91. Okay. See, now I can just walk with it and turn it at the right... Okay, we're getting somewhere here. 93. Okay, that's too much. Yeah, back to 92. But then let's go 70. No. Let's see what happens if I take it to 1. Okay, so now my acceleration is too much. Okay, I think I understand what I need to do here. I'm going to do acceleration multiplier staging. Okay. So 68 times 3.5 times 3.5. So that's 2.38. So if I divide that by 0.74, that means I should bump my multiplier to 3.2. Okay. Okay, that's what I'm missing here. Is I need to be doing multiplier staging. Okay, so let's try to make this more round. Let's go 2.38 divided by 0.74. Oh, that's what I just did. 3.28 divided by, or no, times 0.94. Okay, so I need a multiplier of, oh, I got the wrong number here. 2.38 divided by, or no, times 0.94. No, I'm thinking of this wrong. What's the math here? All right, 2.38 is the multiplier. And then all right, let's try it. Let me backwards. For some reason, I'm having a brain fart. I can't figure out my maths. 0.68 times 3.5 is 2.38 divided by 0.94. 2.5. Okay, so I'd have to divide it. All right, so let's go 2.5. Okay. Let's see. 2.38 divided by 1. Or, yeah, let's just go divide by 1. So that means I need to be at 2.4 multiplier. No, it's just too much. Okay. So that's not going to fix it. So we're going to go back to 54, 3.5, or actually 68, I mean, 3.5. All right. So I need to find something that's going to help me. Yeah. I am going to bump it higher. It's just what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to get as close to TZD calf settings as possible without being too far off from them, because I'm trying to figure out exactly how he is making everything so precise. So it's like a combination of walking and like walking into the edit or walking into, walking the crosshair, but then also moving the gyro at the right speed. So right now, all of my gyro movements feel too flicky, and that's just because I'm not doing it like he's doing it. So I'm trying to remember like what his overlay looked like, and it just was like kind of motions that seemed like they were going like this to me. As a matter of fact, let's watch that footage again. Okay. Let's watch his gyro and see what he's doing. Okay, so it's a lot of boom, 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 boom. Okay, so it's a lot of motion like this. Okay, so that's better. I was just moving it too fast, I think, is what the problem is. Okay. All right, so let's go back to 54. No. 68, and then we're going to change this to 1. Okay, there's something about 54. It just... Because the only thing that I don't like about this is the level of... Like, I have to really move the controller a lot to go where I want it to. Okay. So I'm going to try to bump this. Let's just go drastic, real drastic. Let's go 380 like I used to have it, or 370. Okay. This may be something here. Let's go 300. No, it's just too slow. So the higher the max threshold, it like slows your initial movement down. Okay, so that's just way too slow. So let's go less than 200. Nope. Let's go 84 or 86. Okay, that might be much better right there. Let's go bump it one at a time here. 79. Nope. Keep missing all of it. Okay, I think what I need to do, because now I'm getting off on a tangent trying to find something, I've got to go back to where he is at. I'm going to go 0 and 50. And change this. Okay, so this is where he's at. And I got to try and see if I can at least recreate something that I can get an idea of where to go to make it less movie. Because doing it like this, it feels way too much movement that I have to do just to get it to go. But because it's so slow, I can control it easier. But it's still not right. Okay, so this is stick. See, I've got so much more control that way, but that's because I'm used to it, so. Okay. So from here, if I want to get that flip, let's just see what happens if I go lower. Okay. It's easier for me to flip it if I go lower. Let's go 24. Okay, let's go 25. Or actually, let's try 24, but then bump this back to 3.3. I see. 3.5. So it's not quite round enough that way. There we go. Let's go 20. Nope. All right. So the closest that I was able to get to something playable is 87. On a max threshold. Let's go 1 here. Okay. Yeah, that just feels so hard stoppy that this could be something incredible here. Let's go like this. Okay, so now it's just a little too wide, so we're gonna go, let's bump this down. need to go 68 probably. Okay, there we go. Alright, so now let's try to... I'm going to try something here and we'll go into a match because I got an idea. Okay, so there's something here because of the way that it hard stops that is worth exploring. Let's... Okay, so that the angle is wrong. Let's go down some more. Okay, yeah, just the level of hard stoppiness is just what's incredible at this level here. Okay, so now let's change the edits. Let's go 1.3. Okay. Okay, I see. We're getting somewhere. Okay, so it's got the wrong angle completely at 97. Let's go to 94. Okay, back to 1. Let's go. Okay, I think I see what's happening here. Let's go 10-10, which is where I normally would have it. See, now it's too loose. All right. Back to 6.5. Five, 6. Advanced options on. Yeah, see, now it's more controllable. So there's proof also that that actually does something. Because it just feels completely different. All right, so it's almost hitting all the right angles. Let's put this at 0. Okay, that was good. That was good. Okay, so that's off. Stupid glitch. Okay, so my scope just needs to be bumped probably. Let's go back to 1. just slightly off. Let's bump that. Okay, that's much better. It was just just like a hair too tight, and it's crazy how 0.005 of a second adjustment makes a difference. Okay, so it's almost there. Okay, let's go 98. Okay, that was pretty incredible in terms of how I could track that. So, and it hard stops. So this is what I was trying to get it to do the other day, but I had it set up, but way more complicated. Okay, so maybe we go 98. Okay. So I'm gonna hop into a match. The Walter White. That would be so funny, bro. Yeah, bro. That would be freaking greatness, man. That is incredible. Yeah. All right, so we're going to try this. So I'm playing not full gyro. I'm playing the way that I normally would play, but I'm using a variation of TZD CAF's settings, which gives me the ability to go full gyro if I want to make certain moves. So it's like an extra tool bag, or an extra tool in my bag is what I'm trying to make this work right, or make it work the way that I want it to. Because the biggest takeaway that I've got from all of this is that it really hard stops almost perfectly with his settings. You see, and that's what I was trying to focus on the other night, but I just had everything maybe a little too hot, right? The input was too much. So with it being at 0.58, I can flick it and it just hard stops. Wherever I put it, it doesn't like have a bunch of bounce. See, and I can use my thumbstick roll technique to be like a kind of a soft break to the gyro. See, oh, that tracking was incredible right there. It was like almost perfectly the right speed. I can tell it's still not quite there, but there's something here, so that's why I want to test it. It's just a little off in certain angles, but it's pretty dang close. Oh, okay, so it's just a little bit too flat, a little bit too fast. Yeah, I want a good mix of it. I want it to be to where I don't have to be like this all night, you see? All right, let's see if I can make an adjustment on the fly here, because it's almost right. Okay. No, not even what I wanted there. All right, so I gotta go to a corner here. Okay, that was terrible. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna work this backwards. That was just me trying to figure stuff out. I'm gonna go strictly to his settings and then try to bump it from there and see what happens. Hey, what's up, Mr. I? Good to see you, homie. Yeah, I'm working through TZD Calf's settings, trying to understand his movement. If you watch like the last hour, basically, if you just kind of skim through it, you'll see me like actually going full gyro, trying to understand what he's doing, but I literally was like this, trying to make all the movements, right? And so now I'm hopping into a match trying to make a mix of my normal movement with his movement and see if I can like put another tool in my bag. Because I know for a fact I don't want to play like this, because that's what I have to do to make all the motions necessary, right? And you'll see that if you watch the last hour, I was in creative just kind of trying to figure that stuff out. But now I'm going to try to put the two together, and I'm using his settings exactly, but I'm using my sticks. And these are his stick settings. They're not my stick settings, okay? But I'm going to use my sticks along with the gyro and see if I can get the right movements. So like that right there, it shouldn't, I don't want it to go up that far, right? So if I drop the angle, the problem is going to be that I may not hit other angles, right? So I just have to kind of think about this as I play these next couple fights and see like what is missing, and then I'm gonna go back into creative and try to adjust from there. But I'm really trying to break down and understand like what he's doing. See that I had more control right there because I'm using his settings with sticks and gyro at the same time. Where's he even at? Is he in the tree? I think he's in the tree. Oh, there he is. There he is. I found you. I found you. What? I meant to build right there, bro. I pushed the wrong button. That was just... I should have had that guy. Okay, so that's not a tree I can farm, apparently. That's not a tree I can farm, apparently. Right to the face, homie. That's what you get. That's the power of Gyro. It's both. You basically trade one angle for another when you're at the wrong ratio. So you might hit certain angles like money, but then you'll miss completely other angles. And so that's why finding the right ratio is important. Oh, so right there, the reason why I missed that was because the angle is not right. See, I'm at 1-to-1 right now. And that's proof of you can hit certain shots, but you'll miss others. Okay, so now let's hop into creative and see if we can work this out. So the angles that I normally play on are 84 is the one that I've used the most. Okay, 84-to-1. And then I just recently discovered 1-to-77, so that was the opposite, right? But 84, 94 are the two most... I'm talking about 84-to-1 and 94-to-1 are the two angles that I've used the most out of the whole time that I've played Gyro. I've used lower, you know, like down to 59, 56, 52, but that's as low as I ever went. You know, and in the very beginning, I used 72 and 74 a lot when I very first started using Gyro. But overall, it's always been 84 and 94. But the angle isn't quite right. So now I'm going to try to approach this. I'm going to leave everything that he's got here, but I'm going to approach this from a filter standpoint and see what happens if I change his filters. So I'm going to drop the smoothing all the way. So to me, this feels much better already with the smoothing threshold at 0. For just using straight gyro only. So my stick settings we're going to have to change probably if I want to use this. But let's just see what happens here. I'm going to try to use very minimal stick. Okay, so it needs to be just a little more stretchy. Okay, there we go. Okay, so that feels like I can hard stop pretty well. Okay, so my scope needs to be different. Let's go 88. Okay, I'm gonna hop into Imagine Try This. That probably is the best that I've had it feel for hard stopping all night. So let's just try that. Okay. What is it missing here? Maybe it needs to go just a little bit more on the acceleration. Okay, yeah. See, and if you feel like it's just a little too tight or boxy and not round enough, like it's stopping short of your target just barely, if you bump your acceleration up, it helps kind of smooth out that boxiness. Oh, see, that I think it was because of the wrong angle. I should have been able to hit that so easily. Here, let's go back to 2.3. And what I'll do is I'll change my ADS and my edit. There we go. Oh, I just walked straight into it. Okay. I almost did that. Okay. So that was bad. Let's try again. So right now, in terms of what I have done previously to today, I see the potential of how this is going, but it's not. So it's when I say it's close, it's like close in the sense of me understanding how to use the configuration the way that it's set up. But in terms of like actually just coming in here and just destroying, I know that it's not right, but I'm trying to figure out where it actually needs to go from here. So just using the gyro by itself, right? Because it's so slow, I have to kind of like get the stick involved. Otherwise, I have to move like this to get the right motion, you see, and just like... As a matter of fact, let me just try to play more like this and just see what happens. I'm going to use like as little stick as possible and just try to go as much gyro as I can and see what happens. See, right there, I normally... I should have had that, but I didn't move it far enough. Okay, I need to get more like this. Oh, okay. That was just bad positioning right there. Come on. Almost did that. Almost. Okay, I have an idea of what I'm going to do here. Let's try this. So this is all the same, except for I bumped it to 51 and I changed those things. Okay. Let's go with what I normally use on my sticks. need to change the dead zones. See, and the other thing too is I've had aim assist at 100%, right? So I'm going to turn this off. Okay. Let's try this again. I think I need to change this to 10. Yep, that's the other factor too. So I got to change this to 10. And you see, one thing too, and I'll try to demonstrate this here in the next match, actually. I'm going to turn this to none. I'm going to turn aim assist all the way up to 100%. So it's like I have aim assist when I have combat, but I have building for gyro, right? This is why I believe there's some type of glitch whenever you switch everything to always and you still have aim assist at 100%, is that it doesn't give you the same kind of aim assist, but it just doesn't feel right. And I think this is what is hindering a lot of people that are trying this, because it just doesn't feel right. Because now aim assist is 100% because I have it set to none on the gyro. But when I turn it to building, I have gyro. So now I've got gyro building, but then I've got aim assist shooting. See, I've got a combination of both of them right now. So I can come out of my edit and then just smack them right in the face with aim assist. You know, I'm surprised more people don't play like this either, because this should be pretty popular because the building is so great using gyro. You see? That was just like too easy. So this is a gyro / aim assist combo that you can use that people probably don't even know about. You know? Because I've never seen anybody do it. Oh, come on. I almost got out of that. That's awesome, man, that your son said that. That's so funny. Amazing. I couldn't even land, man. It just stuck to his face, bro. But you see, I don't think anybody really knows that this is a thing, that you can use gyro and aim assist at the same time. Because if they knew it was a thing, they would for sure use it for the building strength and then just smack people in the face with aim assist. You know, because then you just dial in the right stick settings for aim assist and then you just put the gyro on and you're like super builder plus super aimer. Oh, I forgot to. Yeah. So there's so many different ways to configure this, right? I'm going to put this back. Put this to 0. But see, that's another reason why I believe there's some type of glitch that's happening. Like, I know it's not intended, but when you mix it, somehow it just, sometimes it hits and sometimes it doesn't when you have it on always. And if I push the gyro modifier button with aim assist at 100%, it's as if the stick behaves differently. Like it feels, when you're trying to go over the target, it feels like it's looser than normal instead of tighter. It's like, it's weird. It's hard to describe. Yo, 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 yo. What's up, HDT16? Good to see you, homie. We're just working through the Japanese pros settings and trying to make something good out of it. Yeah, I need to go back to the way it was here. 36, 36, 0, 0, 12, 11, 0, 0, 0. Okay. So maybe the dead zone is the trick on the stick. Because his dead zone was 10 and 15, and I usually play on 9, 10. So let's just see what happens here. That's the power of gyro. Yeah, so I have aim assist off right now. Where did that even come from? Okay, that's a little off. So I'll probably need to change scope just a little bit. What? Dang it, I couldn't get out of there. I knew he was going to get me through the window. It's alright. I can change this here. Bro, I couldn't break the right thing. trying to go underneath the cone. Okay, so after this match, I'm going to go back into creative and try to get this, watch more of the footage and see if I can understand more how he's moving it. I didn't even see that guy come in. Okay. Yep, you swept the floor with me. Good. Good job. Good job. Okay, so let's go. Let's keep the sticks here on 10 Insane. I didn't even know it was the same guy. I guess he could easily recognize me because I'm wearing a skin that nobody really wears. Okay, so I'm going to try to recreate his movement. So let's look at his footage real quick. Okay. So he's got the gyro tilted. It's just a lot of, it feels like this to me. The way that he's moving it is like this. Oh, I see what you mean. He was just waiting for me. Okay, so a lot of what he's doing is just minimal crosshair movement just by looking in the direction of what he's trying to edit here. Okay, so I see what he's doing here. So now let's see if we can repeat this. All right, let's turn display capture off. It'll probably be smoother now for y'all. I forgot that I had display capture on this whole time. Okay. So let's go. Let's go with just straight gyro movement. Okay. Trying to understand how he's doing it. Okay, I see. So sometimes he has it tilted like this, and it helps him to hit the right angle. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right, let's see if I can understand what he's doing here. So it's like this, like that. No. And just getting those edits to be more round is the tricky part. All right. So let's go back to the where everything was here. Okay. angle is bad. Let's go 84. Okay. Now we might be onto something here. I see. Let's go 2.4. Okay. Oh, okay. All right, let's try this. So basically the only thing that I changed is the angle at 84, the multiplier from 2.3 to 2.4, and then I changed the basic controls from 6.5 to 10.10, and then everything else is the same except for the dead zone. The dead zone's different too, 9 and 10 instead of 10 and 15. So let's try this. Hang on, I'll be right back. I gotta go take a leak. All right, here we go. Plus, this is kind of giving me an idea for another way to use this. So if I use no boost, it's like I'm using the gyro as the boost, if that makes sense. So my sticks are like super slow, and then if I need to catch up to something, I can just use the gyro as my boost instead of just having boost on my sticks. But it all remains to be seen. We're just gonna keep trying to recreate what he's doing, because the main thing that I can't understand about how he's doing it without the stick is to get the crosshair to the spots that he's hitting. That's the part that I don't quite get yet. I gotta watch his footage some more after this and see if I can figure out how he's getting to all those spots with everything being this slow. That quickly. Because he's getting to all of his spots just like on time. It's just like clockwork. He's getting all the edits and everything with no stick. Because I feel like if I can understand how he's doing that, it'll help me to figure out how to get the rest of my movement like I want it. Because see, this is stick with gyro combined, right? And he's still faster. With just the gyro, but it's so slow. You see, that's what I can't figure out. Yeah, I know that it's debated. You know, I don't want to get into all that tonight, but because I've talked about it extensively in the past. But whether you believe it does something or not, you know, if it doesn't do anything for you, then, you know, you don't have to worry about it. But for a lot of controller players, it does make a difference. I happen to be one of them because I can feel the difference in the sticks. There's not supposed to be bleed through, but there is. You know, I'm not the only one. Reet does it. A lot of people do it. This Japanese pro does it. I'm copying his settings, and he's a top tier gyro player in Japan. So the only thing I'm doing different right now is I'm not using full gyro with little stick like he is, because I don't have a mastery of that kind of motion yet. But I'm trying to take some of what he's doing and incorporate it into what I'm doing, and I'm gonna see if I can recreate what he is actually moving everything like, so that I can get that clean in my motion. Oh! I didn't expect him to be that low on HP. All right, let's see. Well, even if you can use that logic too and be like, yeah, it's better safe than sorry. But the way I see it is that if it doesn't bother you to play on whatever, then it's not an issue for you. But for the people that it is an issue for, there's a way to fix it. You just turn it to a different number. Because if you feel it, then it's helping you. But if you don't feel it, then it doesn't matter, you see. But to try and force other people to say, well, because the code isn't allowing for that, then you shouldn't do it. I'm saying, so what? You know, if people feel it, then I'm offering them a way to change it. And it's not me. It's been around like this for... Oh, that was incredible, bro. I'm not the one that found it. It was the pros of yesteryear that found it. And they've been doing it like that for years. You know, so whatever I'm talking about is not new. This has been around like this for a long time. And nobody in the development side has changed it because they think the code's perfect. So we'll just keep doing it like this until something changes, you know. Yeah. So in my mind, if you just change it or do it, it's not going to hurt it, especially if you don't believe it's hurting it anyways. Oh, I almost did that, bro. Hey, what's up, Anzu? Good to see you, homie. We're just working through the Japanese Pro settings to see if I can recreate some of the magic that he does. Okay, I see. Let's try this. Nope. Alright, so I'm going to go back into creative. And I'm going to try to understand exactly how he's making this movement. So let's turn display capture back on. Because you see, I'm watching his gyro and it doesn't look like it's moving as much as mine, so I can't figure out how he's able to get it to go like that. That's the part that doesn't make sense to me, is that my gyro is all over the place. His is barely moving and he's able to hit all of these things with it that slow. So that's what I don't understand is happening here. So let's just take this movement here. He's cranking it to the right, cranking it to the right again, back to the left, cranking it to the right. It's a lot. It looks like it's a lot of this kind of stuff. All right, let's watch this in full speed. Okay, so let's back this up. don't play ads on me now. Come on. So it's a lot of trying to copy this movement here. Okay. Okay, so it's a lot of stuff like that is what it looks like. So let's try this. Oops, display capture off. There we go. All right, let's hop into Raiders. No, you're... So, it's not really drama to begin with. You know, it's really just discussions that have built up over the last 3 months. So, 3 months ago, when I saw the footage live, because when Voodoo showed me the footage live, I happened to look at it live in the spot that he was using sticks on some of his kills, and I was like, this guy's using sticks. So, you know, and I wasn't taking away from his ability to do anything. I was just saying that the reason why it's at that level is because he's using aim assist. But because I came so strongly at that concept, I wanted it to be publicly known that I was wrong, because I want... Basically, in my mind, I feel like there's a lot of pride in the gyro community for how people do stuff, and people just won't give up the way that they do it because that's how they do it. And so I want to demonstrate the ability to say, hey, I'm wrong, and I'm going to try it a different way, right? I'm going to really try to understand it in a way that I haven't tried before. And that's kind of all that was supposed to be about, was that I want the gyro community and anybody that is interested in playing the game of Fortnite to not be married to their ideas. So if I can demonstrate that I'm not married to my ideas, then maybe it will spread to other people, you see. So that's all it was. Because I can't get this to do what I want if I think that I know everything, because I don't. I honestly don't understand the half of it. It's like... So now I'm trying to go full gyro here, okay? Yeah, everything's good, man. Yeah. It was never that there was anything bad. You know? The title may have made it seem like it was more dramatic than it was. It was just me ranting at the end of the stream a couple nights ago saying, hey, you know, if I'm discrediting this Japanese guy, where's the people that are actually praising him? Because the stuff that this guy's doing is so groundbreaking that he should be plastered all over Fortnite. He is an FNCS Division 1 pro that plays gyro with no stick. And he's going like this to people and destroying with no stick. Okay? Has he won a tournament? No. But has he won money? Yes. And nobody's talking about it, you see? So that's where all that came from, was that it's like, as big as a history-making thing as that is, you know, I even asked Jib Smart multiple times, who is the person that I can go to that has an intricate knowledge of how to do this at a high level? And my first messages to him was the only time he answered that question, because I've asked him multiple times since then. And his answer to me was ID crossplays, but ID crossplays doesn't even play the game. So that's why I feel like there's a big disconnect. And again, I'm not saying this as a dig at Jib. You know, I think everything he's done is a genius. But if his answer to me is ID crossplay is the person I should go to learn how to do this, then I say the answer is wrong. And that's not disrespect to ID crossplay either. Because he just plays it casually. He's not playing it in competitive. So for what he's doing, it works good for casual. But to play competitively, I'm saying that the baseline needs to be this Japanese pros settings to figure out how... Basically, I'm trying to reverse engineer what this guy is doing. Exactly. Voodoo had to find these people on his own, and that's what I think is a big fumble on Fortnite's part, right? Is that if Gyro is going to be a thing, then Fortnite should be promoting the heck out of these guys, because they have all the marketing dollars and the best videos that they can make about how to do this stuff, and there isn't any, you know? So that's kind of what the thing was about, is it's like, if we want Gyro to be something, then the person that is doing the most with it should be plastered all over the place as an example of this is how you should do it and this is how he did it, right? But nobody is demonstrating how he did it. So now I have to kind of sit here and use his settings exactly and figure out how he did what he did. Because I'm struggling to do this. Like, I literally have to move, like if I want to go as fast as I normally play, this is how I have to move it, okay? This is no stick, okay? I'm trying to play as fast as I normally play, and I have to go like this to even get any semblance of the same type of movement, right? But when you watch his footage isn't all over the place. See, like, I have to go like this just to get all that stuff done, and he's over here going triple edit, triple edit, triple edit, triple edit. You know, I can only do that kind of stuff with my stick and a gyro at the same time. You see, and I just screwed it up. So, see, I can triple edit. I can do all that stuff, but I have to use my sticks. This guy is doing all of it with just no stick, and he's destroying lobbies like it's nothing. He's an FNCS Japanese pro, and nobody's talking about him. Why? You got me. It makes no sense to me. You hit top 16,000 today. Awesome, man. That's a good achievement. Congratulations, bro. Okay, so let's see if we can figure this out. So stair, floor cone. Okay, so let me try it like this. Okay, maybe he's not using his controller on his lap. Hey, man, thank you. Good night to you. We'll see you later. Always good having you in chat, man. Okay. Okay, and so I just saw what you were saying about trying to stay in the same point without resetting. So let's just see if I can do that. Because see, I feel like if I can understand how he's doing this to that level, it'll help me to understand what I need to do, whether I do it just like him or not, right? See, I want to keep going back to my stick. Okay. So now, let's see. Oh, my angle is wrong too. So let's go. See, it actually worked better for me at 84. So let me just keep it at 84. Because I was wondering, I was like, man, that actually feels better. Okay, so now, and I went 2.4 also. So let's go 90, or 87, I mean. All right, let's see. All right, so if I focus on what I'm doing here with these flicks. Okay, let's fix the edits. Okay, let's do scoped. Okay. So let's make it a little less tight. Yeah, so I'm right now, in case you missed it, Kurt, I am copying the Japanese Pro TZD calf, his settings, and I'm trying to force myself to truly understand his movement because he is an FNCS Division 1 Pro that doesn't hardly use any stick. So if I can take what he is doing and reverse engineer it, whether I play just like him with no stick or not, I can understand the movement I need to make so that I can have like another tool in my bag to use. Because, see, I used to play on local space all the time, right? But this guy plays on player. It's much easier to control to me with his settings, probably on local, because I get a little bit more action with the roll, right? But if I can focus on recreating his movement the way that he's doing it, and then maybe making some minor adjustments, it'll kind of give me the edge that I need to play competitively, because he's doing all of this with hardly any stick and he's going to FNCS. Yeah, no, I agree with you. I have never been able to make local stable, though. That's the other thing, too, is that... Let me get away from these bots here. So, The only thing good I've been able to do with local for the last 3 years is like have it work right for a few days, and then I can't get it to continually do what I need it to do. Player has been the most consistent, and I just started using it because I hated it all this time. So basically what you're seeing me do is I'm trying to get rid of all of my preconceived ideas about how to do this and just keep an open mind and actually try everything like I don't know how to do this, like I've never done it before, so that I can understand how this guy is doing this at such a high level and recreate something for myself. You know, because I think a lot of the problem why Gyro hasn't taken off yet either with Fortnite is because everybody is kind of stuck in their mode of how they do it, and they don't really want to change it. So if I can demonstrate that I can change the way that I do it and find different ways to use techniques for all the different ways to play Gyro, like with flick stick and everything else, then I can help the Gyro community because I'll have answers for all the different things that people want to do. You know, but if everybody just stays in their own lane and doesn't show anybody else how they're doing it, then this is never going to get anywhere. So that's kind of the purpose of what I'm doing here on this channel, is I want this to be an all-in-one, one-stop shop for every kind of controller player, whether you use aim assist, whether you use gyro, whether you use flick stick, or a combination of stick and gyro, however you want to play it. I'm going to learn every way so that I can help people fix it and set it up the way that they want to, because, you know, the natural tendency for gyro players is to find something they like and then just stay with it forever. At least that's been my experience, you know. But I don't want to come across like I know everything, because I don't. And so that's kind of the whole point of what I'm doing right here, is I'm trying to let go of my pride and say, I don't know what's up, and I'm going to try to copy this Japanese guy because he's doing something good with it that nobody's talking about. Hey, thanks for saying that, man. That means a lot. You know, so if I can be an example, then other people will follow, you see? Because I know this can be something so huge for Fortnite and for other games. But it's going to take somebody to, like, really understand how to do each aspect for the players that want to play those ways. Because if I can come up with the solutions for the pain and the problems that other people are experiencing, how much is that worth? It's worth a lot, in my opinion. Okay, I'm trying to understand your question. One question, I set my R3 as gyro modifier button. Could it be possible Japanese player has same that would show up on overlay for right stick? I don't know what you mean by that. I'm trying to understand that. So if you could try to rephrase that question. Kurt says, yeah, I know, but the movement is limited on player because you need to set the sense higher to move the controller less. So in response to that, I agree with you. I just don't want to switch it off of player right now because I'm trying to understand what he's doing. Because I've watched the footage. So let's watch this again, okay? And you tell me if you can see, you know, type in the chat if you can tell me what you think he's doing, because I think that I have an idea, but I don't quite understand it yet. And that's what I'm really trying to work on right now, is trying to figure out what exactly is this guy doing. So I'm going to start it again from the beginning of his free builds right here. Okay. So watch this. So he's using no stick, and you see how little his movement is, but it's fast. It's fast, little tiny movements. And I'm trying to copy his movement on the controller to get the same kind of movement. You see? So whatever it is that he's doing here, I can do maybe one of those motions, but for him to go back to back to back that fast is what I can't understand yet. So that's what I'm trying to work through right here. All right, so here, let's see. Okay, so let me try to move it slower but more deliberate. So instead of like these type of motions, I'm going to try to go like this. Because it feels like he's doing more of this is what it looks like to me. So let's try it. No. Okay. So if let's just start with this again, because I think I understand the concept. It's kind of like I feel like he's going something like this is what it feels like. See, I keep missing because my crosshair's not in the right spot. When I push the button, it's not hitting the edit right? Because that's the tricky thing about the edit thing, is it's not forgiving. If you don't have your crosshair in the right spot, it won't even activate the gray tile selection. Like, you'll just completely whiff it. Like right there, I just whiffed it because I don't have it in the right spot. Okay. So... Okay. I think maybe I'm missing this much turning. Okay, so let's see if I can do it like this. Okay, yes. Okay, I need to back up a little bit because I'm going to hit my desk. I'm moving so much, I'm going to hit my desk. This is freaking crazy, man. Okay, so I think what I'm missing is this up motion. Okay, I see. Okay. I think that's what the problem is that I was sitting too close to my desk and I'm not moving it up as far as he is. Okay. Yeah, this is not even close to the speed, but I think I figured out at least one piece of it is how far up he's moving it. And this is, okay, so this is why he's turning it off to the right like that. If you remember in the video, he does a lot of this. And it's probably to help him hit that part right there. If he's using ratchet, I don't see it, but maybe. Because I would have to look at his binds to see what ratchet is for him. But I don't understand Japanese, so I can't really tell. Because all of his settings are in Japanese. Because ratchet for me, if I wanted to ratchet, is my crouch. Because I have crouch and gyro modifier set together. Yeah, I don't think he has a ratchet button mapped either. It didn't look like it to me when I was watching the video, but I could be wrong. I don't know. See, this is stick, right? So I'm much faster if I use my stick, but I really want to understand how he's doing it. Unless he's switching sides, so like if I try to stay on the same side, then it's hard, but if I switch sides, it's easier. Okay, so that's how he's doing that probably. I can understand that. So he's switching sides. So when he goes like this, he comes up the other side, and then he goes like that. Okay, that makes more sense. That makes more sense. So, let's see. Okay, yeah, that has to be what he's doing, is he's switching sides. Because it's much easier to go through this faster. But I have to... Okay, let's hold the controller up more. Okay. So that I gotta get the right speed for this. Well, the reason I use crouch is because I have a technique that I call drift snapping, okay? Basically, what it does is if I have my trackball on, and then I set this hold time and decay to these numbers here, when I drift snap, it helps me. You see how I'm able to move the gyro, but it just stops at the right spot? I can spam it like L2 was on aim assist. You see? So if I spam it, it helps me to control my gyro movement to be more precise. See, it's like a form of ratcheting, but it's not ratcheting. You see, because I can use it to help me to just slowly get to the right spot, so I don't accidentally overflick it. So this is called drift snapping, where I'm using the drift of the trackball to help me to get to the right spot by spamming it. So I can just kind of move the gyro and it just drifts into the right spot. So let's go back here, put this back. Because this is where he has it. And even on the disable gyro button, the hold time actually makes a difference too. So watch this. So it's stopping, right? This is what I would call a hard stop. But if I change the hold time, it'll hard stop faster. So let's go to 151. See? So I can make it hard stop faster and have more control if I change the hold time, if I have it to disable gyro. So this is another way to drift snap, but it doesn't have any drift. Okay, so maybe it's too fast right here. Let's try slowing it down. You see? So if I just spam it, it'll help me to kind of time my shot right. Well, it was actually better at in the 150s. Let's keep going down here. Yeah, I think I better keep it at 151. Okay, that's better right there. Maybe even 157. Okay, let's try that. Oh, that's too much. See, all of these techniques and different ideas have come from just all of this trial and error of like trying to figure stuff out to help me control it for the things that don't work right like I want them to. But I use this a lot to help me to pivot because I can just spam it and it helps me to time my shot right. Okay, so this seems to be a good number right here. Yeah, okay, so let's try this. We're going to go into a match again. I just want to get a couple more things ironed out. Okay, so the scope needs to be better. Scoped. Scope. Okay, let's try this. Edits. No. Let's go 1.1. Four. No, that was better at 1.3. No. Oh, okay. I know what I want to do. Let's just turn the steadying off here. Where is this at? Turn steadying off. See, that's just so much looser, bro. I have no idea why he thinks it doesn't do anything. Okay, I need to go to 1.2. Yeah, that's way better, way better. Okay. Okay, so let's compensate by bumping this. So let's get more animated. Let's go 1.3. So it's almost there, almost playable. Let's see if we can bump this some more. Okay, that was pretty clean, but it's just a little bit off. Let's go 4.9. I see. Okay. So let's bump the edits. Oh, okay. We got to try this right here. Let's hop into a match and try this. Then I gotta go to bed. What a productive night. So we're just kind of... I was hoping to understand better by the end of this stream what the Japanese guy is doing. I do a little bit, but I need to play with it some more because it's like... there's a smoothness to his motion that is making it to where he's able to just kind of weave in and out of everything. So if I can get the rhythm and the timing right, Because it's like he does a lot of this and then he kicks it back. So he's like up, over, back. Up, over, back. That's kind of like what I saw a lot, was he was just kind of doing stuff like that. Why is this lobby taking so long? Come on. Well, I thought there was a chest in here, but I was wrong. Yeah, no, I think I understand what you mean, but I don't know how to get it there. I know he's using better crosshair placement because he's starting where he ends off in the right spot. And the problem is that I don't know how to get to that spot properly. But yeah, if you could show me, that'd be great. Okay, now I can go push people. See you later, homie. That's the power of Gyro, right there. Oh, come on. Dang it. So I couldn't get the right angle. Yeah, and I think that's the other factor too, is that I get in the habit of pushing my stick up or right or left all the way. And that's what the precision rings were helping me to do, was not to max it out. So that's part of it, is that I think I'm moving too fast through my edits because I have it cranked all the way. So that's a good point there, because if I can learn how to do it to where so like if I'm cranking it, I'm at this speed, but if I back off just a little bit, it's like I'm in between that. You see, if I get into this in-between speed, it'll be easier to control those things than having it cranked all the way. But I'm just so used to having it cranked all the way that I think part of how he's doing it is that he's walking just a little bit slower. Oh, what a shot. Same guy killed me. Okay, so my edits are just completely jacked right now. I can't even... I whiffed so many of those edits, it's crazy. Okay, so let's adjust. Why didn't this guy rush me? He should have rushed me. Oh my gosh, bro. Okay, so tonight went as expected. It was a lot of terrible gameplay. But I'm understanding a little bit better what he is doing. I still don't quite get it, but I'm going to keep working at this. So tomorrow night, it's going to be more of the same, but hopefully it'll be less boring. But thank you guys. Love you. I got to go to bed. So we'll see y'all tomorrow. Yeah, I know it's going to get better, bro. It's going to be another feather in my cap that I need to just figure out how to do. So, but anyways, we'll see y'all.